This is my Father's Day episode. I'm here with my son Ezekiel, and I had a few questions for. How many kids do you have?
I got three kids.
Three kids.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old, an 8-year-old, and an 18-year-old. They go to Sam Houston.
It goes to Sam Houston.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you had your first son?
17, 18, in between.
Okay, 17, 18. So that's still pretty young. Were you still in high school?
I actually was. Yeah, I was in high school.
Were you when you had your first son? Were you afraid or nervous?
I was excited, man.
You were excited?
I was excited, man. I always wanted to be a dad. And I always said I would do what my dad didn't do, right? So I was always there for my kid, man. I mean, no matter what it is. I got custody of him when he was 7 days old.
7 days old.
Yes.
I know. As a man, it is something different to have a boy. So I guess when you were 17 and you knew that you were having a boy, I guess your vision for your son was it? Were you a sports enthusiast? Were you did you want your son to be an athlete?
Man, I wanted my son to do whatever he wanted to do. I wanted him to be happy on what he did. I'm not gonna push him into doing anything. I put him in all kind of sports, including MMA, UFC, Taekwondo. I put him in soccer. You name it, man. I had him in all kind of stuff, and it just was something that he wasn't interested in. And that's the oldest one. He just wasn't interested in anything.
So he wasn't interested in MMA?
He wasn't into sports.
Oh, he was? Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like my son. He likes it, but I'm still struggling to find out where he's at. He likes swim, so we're figuring that out. But when you put your son in MMA, were you doing that because you wanted him to learn self-defense?
Nah, it was more that I wanted him to just relieve, or any anger that he had, or anything that he. Okay, so this is the thing. My 18-year-old, and I'm just talking about the 18-year-old now. My 18-year-old showed me signs that he wasn't like the regular little boys, right? And this is me being up front, but he was still a manly boy. He would hang out with all of the sports people and do all kind of stuff. But in my head, I'm like, man, where your girlfriend at? Ain't something not right.
Wait, are you asking this question? How old is your son?
18.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, wait, no, I didn't ask him this question. In my mind,
right,
I felt that it was something. A dad knows his kid.
Right, but how old was your son when you were asking yourself these questions?
17. About 16.
He was about 16.
He was about 16, 15, 16, one of those.
Yeah.
And he was always hanging out with these girls. And I'm like, one of them your girlfriend? I'm pushing. This is what they ask is, which one?
Yeah.
She cute, doing stuff like that. No, they just my friend. And so it shocked me when he turned 18. He was able to tell me how he felt. He said that I like boys and girls. And I say, okay. And he says, okay. I say, yeah, all right. So you like boys and girls. Just what I'm gonna tell you is you don't never trust nobody. Be safe. Always use protection. You shouldn't be doing anything anyway. But if that's your choice, be careful out there. Because people in that lifestyle is easy to catch all kind of stuff. But I want you to know I still love you. The love ain't gonna change. Don't expect me to be nice to you just because you told me that. I'ma still be the same person. I love you the same. You still my son.
Okay.
And he was like, man, I thought you was gonna say it. I said, no, why do you think I was gonna say something different? And he told me, he say, most people look down on stuff. I say, man, if I can be friends at work with somebody in an alternate lifestyle, why can't I accept my own son? Yeah. And I told him that if my cousins, women in there, it's something similar to that, why can't I accept my own baby? I love you. I'm the first person I want you to tell me. Okay, I want to know, because guess what? I have your back. I support you. no matter what.
Right.
I don't care what you want to do. I'm gonna support you. You're my baby. You still my son, and I love you the same. And he gave me a hug, and I still support him. He don't dress up like girls. He still dress up like a normal person and normal boy, and hang out. And he just do just the normal. So
no, wait, hang on, we're still talking.
So it was just more of that, and then I'm like, so life just goes on, man.
Yeah. And this is I don't know, it's a really good topic because you know, I have some friends that are kind of, they're in the situation that you're in, but they're in the beginning of it. So they're still trying to figure out how they feel, you know, or they're still trying to relate to their son that's struggling to express themselves.
The best way I could tell them, best way I can say is, don't push them, let them tell them, let them come when they want to come, and be open with them. Like, tell them. I know it's a hard subject to bring up, but just be open, man. Just I would say, have that father mentality that you would have if your son wasn't like that. Have that father mentality if your son told you, Dad, I got a baby on the way. You may be upset or you may be happy, but at the same time, don't treat him no different. If you don't know what your best friend is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have a buddy, right, and he could be doing the same thing, but just discreet.
Right, kind of like dealing with internal conflict, but not telling anybody.
And people out here like that all the time. We listen to rappers that's like that.
Yeah.
We listen to, but the thing is, your son is always gonna be your son. You don't ever turn your back against your child for nothing and nobody. If the world don't like him, that's one thing. But if his own dad can't accept and like for who he is, it'll be hard for him. That's when they have struggles. My son lives his life daily. He's good. My son don't have to express himself in any other way but the real way. And the real way is always be honest and open. And that's how he is with me. I have nothing, no dialogue that I have to hide from him. If I feel a certain way, I tell him. If he feel a certain way, he let me know. That's it.
So how did you develop that wisdom to like be open with your son, and like how did you know that communication was key? I mean, you mentioned like you wanted to be the father that you feel like you didn't get. Did you? I'm assuming you didn't have that relationship with your dad.
My dad wasn't always around.
So how did you like pick up on the wisdom? Like how?
My grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my grandparents. My grandparents and my mom was a single mother. But I had that relationship of I always observe, right? I'm a type of person, I observe my surroundings. I don't sit there and just be quiet for no reason. That's because I'm paying attention and I'm trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned how I want my kids to be, how I'm gonna raise my kids, and how I want my kids to always be open and honest with me, no matter how bad it is. Because guess what? I can protect them. If they let me know something going on, right? And I'm in a know. When they approach me, I can handle it in a different way. When I don't know what's going on and something approaches me, I'm blindsided and I have to do ahs and ums. And what I meant by ahs and ums, of course, that's my child. I'm gonna take up for my child. I'm gonna say all kind of stuff that like, oh yeah, but this, but that. But I don't know the truth. But I'm still gonna support my baby.
Right.
Because my kids, no matter how old they are, they're always gonna be my babies. So that's the thing is that the dialogue is always key, open. Be honest, be open, never judge your kids for something that could have happened to anybody. If you don't judge your friend out in the street, if you don't judge a stranger, you don't judge the waitress that we don't know about, could be married to a woman, right? If we don't judge them and we love them the same and tipping them and everything, you don't ever turn your back on your child, and you don't never judge your child. So that's the way I look at life, and that's the way I look at everything. And that's my 18-year-old, but I did have some boundaries, right? I set the rules right there. Don't bring that type of stuff. You know, whatever you do it with respect. Make sure you keep yourself clean. Make sure you keep yourself up. Make sure they can say anything they want to say about you, but they won't never say you dirty. They won't never say you stink. They won't never say you a hoe. Excuse my French. I don't know if I can curse.
No,
but they won't never say you this, that. You take care of yourself and respect yourself. But don't, certain stuff not to bring around your little brothers, right? And he said, "Oh, of course, Dad, of course." Well, we good.
Yeah, right.
So,
I mean, there's a lot of different things that branch off in my mind. Thinking about it. Are you religious?
I believe in God.
Okay. Do you read scripture?
At times.
So, sometimes I think about when I read scripture, sometimes I feel like it helps me, like, if I have a tough time trying to figure out what the right thing to say is, I kind of lean into scripture and try to get my spirituality to help me.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you kind of something speaking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm really close to God, man.
Yeah. Yes. I might have to put some scripture on it, because there's a lot of scriptures about fatherhood, and I think some of the stuff you're saying, I think we read it in scripture. So that's your 18-year-old son. You also say you also have an 8-year-old son. That's just like my son Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
So how's your experience with your 8-year-old son? It's a big gap too. 10-year difference.
10-year difference. Yeah. My 8-year-old son want to be a rapper and an actor.
His 8-year-old son wants to be a rapper and an actor.
A rapper?
Yeah. Like, how you like music?
I want to make myself a car.
Okay. So I know he makes content as well.
Yes.
Okay. I see you're supportive of him.
Oh yeah. He wants to do that. So I said, okay, we'll make you a page and you just do your own thing. And so you see, I help him, I support anything he want to do. Anything my kids want to do, man, I'm not gonna lie. I give him a chance, and I give them chances, and I also let them, express themselves however they want to express themselves. Is that the way he want to express himself? He loved music. He loved rap.
I know.
He loved big time. And that's a passion that I had when I was younger. I didn't have support the way I was supporting my kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's awesome, and I just let him do him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm his biggest fan. So
you feel like it's your encouragement that helps with his confidence?
Confidence is key. I didn't have confidence.
Okay.
I didn't have confidence in anything I did. When I read, I used to just stutter. When I speak in public, I used to stutter. But then when I noticed they started watching me, my kids, right?
Oh,
it became different. I started talking with confidence. I built my confidence up myself, right? I never had nobody to tell me, good at this, she great at this. Only strangers would, but how much that meant if you didn't get it from your family. Right? So that was the thing with me, and I built so much confidence in myself, man. I think I passed it down to my kiddos, and on the 8-year-old thing, he just too much. Too much.
I mean, I want to point that out too, and right now I'm putting myself out on camera. I'm putting myself on YouTube, and I want to say it was his influence, because he's the first one that started making content.
All right.
And and I think as a father, if I want to encourage him, like, I can't be scared to do things either.
That's right.
We don't want them to be scared. We can't be scared.
That's right.
So I can kind of see that with you as well. You want to encourage them. So with your first son, I'm sure you experienced a lot before the 8-year-old was born. So by the time your 8-year-old was born, I feel like you had a certain level of maturity.
Yes.
Because you had to learn a lot from the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Could you talk about a little bit about like your struggles being a first-time father?
Well,
and it sounds like you were a single father too.
I was a single father.
Yeah.
I was a guy that was out there having my mentality was, look what your parents doing. If your mom and everybody else can do it, you have no, bad record or anything. What are you gonna do when this baby's born? First thing I'm gonna do, get my own place. I had a government apartment.
You got assistance with it.
I had assistance.
It was just you.
It was just me and my baby. My mom, she played a big role in my oldest son's life. Because basically it was my son, but it was a grandmother baby. You can't override your mom when you have a baby and your mom are really close.
that feels like it.
That was she basically did most of the raising, the mother part.
That was the woman that just like.
That's the woman that was exactly. So he had family. He had support all through his life when it came to us.